Let's talk about camping. Who doesn't love to camp? Trenton, you and I used to go camping all the time.
Yeah, don't tell anybody.
Back in the day. But we didn't have anything as nice as Tentrr. We had to pitch our own tents and set up our own campfires and everything. So Tentrr is this really cool company that has developed a presence in Omaha. And we have Tentrr's man in Nebraska with us, Kevin Morrison. Good morning, Kevin. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Jeff. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's good to have you on the show. And give us a little overview of Tentrr, spelled Tentrr. What it's about, where it came from, and what you guys do.
Yeah, Tentrr started back in 2015 with our founder and his wife. Were just really looking for a different, cheaper, simpler way to provide camping for those people who want to go out and camp but didn't want to lug all of the tent and, sleeping and all of the other things that come along with it. Like you guys said earlier, you used to lug your tent out. It's the same thing, but they really found a way to provide this type of simple yet very nice tenting experience for campers who just want to, come in, stay for the night or two, and then move on.
So Trenton said, and you may or may not want me to say this because it's another company, but Trenton said it's kind of like Airbnb for tents and camping in a way.
Oh, we don't mind. Actually, and that's important because Airbnb, VRBO, Booking.com, all of those, what they call OTAs, those we're integrated into all of those. So when, for instance, if you were to go out onto Tentrr.com or to Airbnb and look up Louisville or Ponca State Park in Nebraska, you're going to find our sites out there.
Okay, so you're in 3 state parks in Nebraska. You're working on a couple of more. So if I want to stay in a Tentrr tent in one of these camps, how do I do it? And when I get there, what happens? What's it like? What do I do?
Absolutely. So the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to go out to Tentrr.com, go out to the application, and you're going to search on Nebraska. And as you mentioned earlier, we're currently in 3 parks, Ponca, Louisville, and Sherman. And so what you would do is you'd go out, search for that, which location you wanted, which site you wanted. We have currently 30 sites available in Nebraska. You select that, and you book your reservation. At that same time, we process the reservation with the state. We give the state and the park manager a heads up, hey, we have a reservation coming in. When that camper shows up for the booking date, we have what we call a camp host. Meet them there and escort them to the site, get them used to it, give them the directions, give them the lay of the land, if you will. And then we provide, if needed, we provide the water and the other services that camper may need. And then when we leave, and then when they're done, we come back and we clean up the site and we get it ready for the next reservation.
So that's pretty handy. So it takes a lot of the work and people can enjoy it, especially with families and things like that. Are there air mattresses and the modern conveniences? What are some of the things that you supply that people wouldn't think about?
Well, in all of the state parks, we have what we call our signature site. And that site is, if we talk about the kit and caboodle of everything that's in it, it includes a 10 by 12 deck, a
wooden platform.
A wooden platform made with treated wood. Actually, I'm sorry, 10 by 16 deck with a 10 by 12 foot canvas tent, safari type tent, that's bolted to it. So it gets people up off the ground, right? And in that tent, we put a queen bed, 2 end tables, a loo, a Tentrr loo, or porta potty, depending on the part of the country you're living in. An additional pop-up tent. If you got a couple of kids you want to put outside on the grass, they can go out there. But also provides a solar shower, which is a bladder that you can fill up with water, hang it in the tree in the sun for a few hours, and you're taking a warm shower.
Really?
And people utilize these features remarkably. I guess maybe it's an age thing. Millennials utilize all of these features.
Really?
Yes.
So, and when I'm looking at a picture of a Tentrr setup, it looks like there are 2 Adirondack chairs on the front. Do they all come with that?
All come with the 2 chairs, 2 benches with a picnic table with an attached dry box.
Okay.
So, yeah, everything you need to go out there. We have a fire pit / grill.
Even a fire extinguisher.
And a fire extinguisher, a propane heater, which we know the Nebraska hunters are going to be looking forward to this next year, is that a lot of these sites and these parks are out in very populated hunting areas.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So go ahead, Trent.
What, other than food, what do your campers need to bring?
Well, the campers need to bring their sheets and their pillows if they are in need such. We don't provide the bedding per se, and they need to bring their food. Otherwise, we provide pretty much everything there at the site. Any extras that they want to bring is up to them. Most of the time we work with the park to, if there are those need firewood, good example. This allows the park to sell firewood to our campers if needed. So, yeah, a lot of the extras of things campers might need, they can find in the park.
We're talking with Kevin Morrison, who's Nebraska manager for Tentrr, Tentrr. And Kevin, you were saying that one of the things that makes Tentrr really desirable for the state parks in Nebraska and elsewhere is that you can use areas of the park that are maybe underutilized, because you can pop up a tent darn near anywhere.
That's exactly right. And these examples, especially in Louisville, if you get the opportunity to go down there, or up to Ponca, we are utilizing areas that the state park had not been using in the past, or had been utilizing them for different reasons. But as we all know, the state parks, you can't get a reservation to go camping anymore. So opening up these sites and putting a very nice experience out there for campers who didn't want to lug a tent and things of that nature, this is great for them. And we are starting to see quite a bit of activity, especially as the heat starts to fall off. We're going to see a lot of activity in all of our tents.
You get a lot of repeat users?
Yes, we do. Very often.
Will this be year-round? I mean, can you go camping in January when it's a degree below zero?
Absolutely, and this is going to be dependent upon the park. For instance, Ponca is open year-round, Louisville is open year-round, but there are restrictions. Sherman, on the other hand, is not open year-round per se, because they do have to turn off water and things of that nature to keep things from freezing in the park.
Do the owners of Tentrr see going international, or are they already international?
There are opportunities to go international, but they are growing at such a pace within the U.S. that they want to make sure they manage that growth well.
The quality control.
Right.
Where's the headquarters?
New York City.
Okay, so headquartered in New York. There are 11 Tentrrs in 11 states now. Nebraska was the 9th, I understand. What about Nebraska made us kind of early in this company's expansion?
Well, I think it really was this idea of being able to provide these types of services in areas that were not being utilized. And the park was very open to partnering with Tentrr to get these things open and available. Especially, we take a lot of that work of reservation, booking, things of that nature. We take that off the park's plate, right? And we manage that for them. So it is definitely a mutually beneficial relationship. We are both, definitely providing services and experiences that haven't been there in the past here in Nebraska.
Well, I'm thinking I need to check this out. I think I need to make a Tentrr reservation. My wife Stephanie will be thrilled when I tell her we're staying in a tent. But when she sees it, maybe she'll be okay when she sees the wood platform and all that. They do look really nice.
Yeah, I think I think we have a part of Ponca, which is very special to us. We have 7 sites up right on the Missouri River in a part of the park that's never been utilized before. And it is a Lewis and Clark landing spot right on the Missouri.
Really?
Oh, that's cool.
So we have 7 tents out there, 2 of them what we call duals. So 2 families could go out if they wanted. But we see family groups coming out and just taking all of the tents and staying out on that end of the park.
How far apart are the individual sites?
It really depends on the park. For instance, in Ponca, we have 5 sites that are more than probably a mile or so apart.
Oh, wow. So you're not in this big cluster of like an RV park.
So if you're using a heated bladder bag for the shower outside, you want plenty of distance from tent to tent.
Yeah. Well, we have a privacy tent for that as well.
Oh, good. Okay, now I feel much better.
Yeah. We are, we're conservative folk. We're going to throw in a privacy tent.
Well, Kevin, we appreciate you joining us. Tentrr sounds great. Glad Nebraska is one of the first states to have it, and I'm sure a lot of people will continue to enjoy it, especially as you expand into some of the other state parks in the Nebraska area.
Well, thank you guys, both gentlemen, for having me, and I appreciate it.
Our pleasure. Kevin Morrison from Tentrr, Tentrr. If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.